He just looked at the woman once, then he got blackmailed, but their behavior made Jet Li very angry. It turned out the three strong men only looked tough, they couldn't find a chance to fight back at all. This was what they got for hitting woman. But then a big black man showed up. He was really strong and broke a wooden post with one punch. The man pulled out the broken wood and rushed at Jet Li. Jet Li couldn't handle it and got dizzy from the hits. Soon, seeing an opening, he kicked the man's lower leg. The man lost balance and got punched. He angrily picked up Jet Li and threw him to the ground. Jet Li kept attacking the man's weak legs, expanding his own advantage. Then he took the chance to beat the man up. Jet Li's daughter was kidnapped. He went for revenge. Jet Li punched and kicked, knocking them all down. Then he slipped in through the side door, but inside, there were 100 taekwondo experts. Jet Li didn't retreat, but moved forward quickly. He grabbed 2 sticks and spun them around, attacking. In the blink of an eye, they were all on the ground. By then, Jet Li had rushed upstairs. A man blocked his way. He started attacking first with his powerful kicks. Jet Li avoided the attacks, stepping back and hitting back with punches. He grabbed the man's leg. The man used the force to kick Jet Li away. Another man tried to attack from behind. They worked well together. Jet Li was at a disadvantage. Jet Li went undercover and got discovered. Then he used the terrain to knock out another man. Jet Li broke the glass and climbed to the top of the boat. But it wasn't safe up there either. Jet Li fought back with both hands, defending and attacking simultaneously. With a kick, he sent one man flying. Using his nimble moves, Jet Li broke through the encirclement all the way. Just then, a guy fired several shots at him, putting Jet Li's life at risk. But as the boat passed under a bridge, Jet Li disappeared. Soon after, Jet Li appeared with a leap in the tunnel. The guy pursued him again. Jet Li dodged into the tunnel and ran, escaping to the subway station. Finally evading his pursuers, Jet Li was being chased by his enemy. He heard the sound, let go, grabbed the grenade, and threw it back. Jet Li dodged the explosion but was intercepted by another group, but they were no match for Jet Li with their bare hands. Jet Li effortlessly knocked them all down one by one, even through the screen. I could sense the smell of burnt flesh. Jet Li was nimble and knocked the man's gun away. Even so, he showed mercy, only knocking them out instead of killing them. The unlucky ones were even locked inside the washing machine. Another guy saw Jet Li and immediately opened fire. Jet Li dodged all the way until he emptied his magazine. Then he quickly rushed to the pool table. He kicked the ball and leaped into the air, striking the man right in the forehead. Finally, Jet Li slipped away right in front of bad guys. Jet Li dodged the bullet in a flash. Then he quickly used the kiss of the dragon.
I got you.
Poor guy thought he had caught him, but just one silver needle made him unable to move. In the end, he died in agony. Turns out, Jet Li's daughter was kidnapped. He went for revenge. But the two worked well together. Jet Li was at a disadvantage. He ran to a narrow spot where the man's kicks couldn't work well. Jet Li slapped him several times in a row. The man lured Jet Li to an open area, but got a sweeping kick. The man tried to repeat his trick, but Jet Li had expected it, then killing him. The sneak attacker also lost his offensive power, and was finished off with a punch and a kick. Li used just one sword move. Yen could feel the opponent's skill. He started with the long spear as a feint, then adjusted the direction with the short spear. It's hard to say who's better. When the music started, they fought the battle in their minds. Yen changed his strategy, using the Overlord spear. He added strike's power with his leg movements. Li kept retreating. He leaped onto the wall to attack, better suppressing Yen. Yen retreated to confuse Li, then using the returning horse spear. Li's swordsmanship changed constantly. Yen could only attack to regain the advantage. He hung upside down to suppress Li, but Li cleverly evaded him, just when they were fiercely fighting. The strings broke. It was then that Li used his ultimate move, 1 kill in 10 steps. Indeed, impressive. A man planned an escape from prison. When the guards approached, he swung an iron plate, knocking them all out in a few swift moves. Then lots of cops rushed in and eventually subdued him. But this was all part of his plan. Suspended from the ceiling, the man suddenly opened his eyes and launched a surprise attack. He skillfully used his handcuffs to execute a side throw. It was clear that the cops were no match for him. Despite being at a disadvantage, he easily overpowered them. The man quickly grabbed the keys. then disguising himself as a guard. He was incredibly composed. Even I almost believed he was a real officer. Suddenly, a cop stopped him, but he easily bluffed his way through. So was the cop too foolish, or was the man just too clever? The blackie looked down on the Chinese guy, but Han easily took care of a guy. The blackie also showed off kung fu, but Han quickly put him to shame. With a surprise backflip attack, Han kicked the guy flying. Then he landed gracefully. Despite this, the bad guys were still defiant. Han used his belt and take them down one by one. His combo moves were incredibly smooth. Han even took the opportunity to humiliate the guy. After dealing with everyone, Han flipped over the fence and swaggered away. The next day, they met again on the court. Han was ready to teach them another lesson. On the surface, he was playing the game, but in reality, he was seriously hitting them hard. Despite their strength, none of them could match Han. So, don't mess with the Chinese. You never know if they know kung fu. Han's girlfriend was kidnapped by a gang of thugs. There were many of them, but they were no match for him. Surrounded, Han used his amazing shadowless kick. Even Newton couldn't explain it. With bare hands, he had to dodge bullets non-stop. Clever Han used a high-pressure water gun to knock their guns away. The powerful water spray made them unable to stand. One guy cut the water pipe, thinking Han was done for. Little did he know, Han found the faucet more handy, easily hitting each one on the head. The boss used his height advantage to choke Han, but Han's kicks were faster. Furious, the boss grabbed Han and slammed him around, trying to throw him out the window. Han held onto his tie tightly, then yanked hard, using him as a cushion. The man killed Han's brother and made him pay for it. Both were equally matched. The man got kicked and realized he couldn't underestimate Han. He jumped up and used a knee strike. Han quickly hits back, striking his chin. Han's kicking style was so cool. The man grabbed some grass and slapped Han. He even started using dirty tricks. Both of Han's hands got burned. The man took advantage and attacked Han's injured hands. I could feel the pain through the screen. Han saw an opening and kicked. The man got very angry and threw Han far away. Han decided to fight back hard. He wrapped his injured hands with his clothes. Then he grabbed the man's arm and hammered his body. The man was too hurt to fight back. Both jumped in the air, but Han was better. With one deadly flying kick, the man's bones shattered. Several troublemakers not only stole stuff but also bullied the cashier. Chan took advantage of their distraction. Launching an attack, he punched each of the four guys in turn. A guy came at Chan with a knife. Chan grabbed a beer bottle to defend and kicked the guy, sending him flying. Another guy picked up the knife. Chan used his jacket to trap his hands. He first kicked the guy, then punched him, finally sending him flying. The leader tried to run but bumped into a pillar. One guy rushed at Chan but got a kick in return. Another one grabbed Chan's shoulder. Chan controlled him with his jacket. Chan was chased by enemies. They rode motorcycles, trying to crash into him. Chan ducked into a skylight to hide. Then he climbed over a metal fence. The thugs crashed into him. He fell onto the car roof, rolling down to the ground. Another group surrounded him. Chan jumped from upstairs. A truck approached. He was squeezed against the wall. Chan jumped onto the car and rolled to evade stick attacks. With no way out, he climbed a building behind it. But when he reached the rooftop, he was still cornered. The leader continued mocking him. Furious, Chan ripped off a windshield wiper and smacked his butt. He turned and ran to the car roof, then leapt off. Chan's kid got kidnapped by bad guys. He went to get revenge. Chan kicked a guy's head nearby. Another guy charged at him. Chan did a back kick, then sending him flying. Chan kept blocking while sitting on the sofa. He attacked a guy using the fridge door. Then, he pushed and kicked with the sofa. Bad guys also attacked using stuffs. Chan dodged all the attacks flexibly. A TV came flying. He quickly opened the door, following with a punch. Chan did a whirlwind kick, hitting one guy. Then he kicked another, facing attacks from two guys. Chan kicked while stuffing one into the fridge. He threw punches, one after another. With a kick, Chan sent him flying. Emerging from a cart, Chan leapt over the wall. Swinging a long stick, he pressed it against the guy's neck. He effortlessly took on 5 guys, leaving them powerless. One guy charged at him. Chan kept striking up and down. Officer Chan was chasing a criminal. He took a risky shortcut. Chan immediately jumped out of the car, chasing after the criminals. They escaped onto a bus. Chan borrowed an umbrella from a passerby and charged forward. He hooked the umbrella onto the back of the bus, climbing up with all his might. Suddenly, the bus took a sharp turn, nearly throwing Chan off. A guy spotted Chan hanging outside the bus and immediately went to attack him. Chan fell off the bus, but quickly got up. He saw the direction of the bus from the hilltop. Without hesitation, he sped down the steep slope from the back. He stood in the middle of the road, calmly loading bullets into his gun. Officer Chan was chasing a criminal. He took a risky shortcut. Chan leaped over the fence, charging towards the criminal. Bad guys wielding iron rods rushed at Chan. Using a coat hanger, Chan swiftly dealt with them. He lifted a guy and slammed him into a glass cabinet. They started to surround him. Chan kept defending himself. Seizing the moment, Chan went on the offensive. He headbutted the guy, followed by a back throw. Then, another guy on a motorcycle came charging. Chan landed a swift kick, sending him flying. Next, Chan hopped onto the motorcycle. Hung was suspected of a murder case. Cops came to arrest him. Hung refused to be arrested. Hung kicked the man away. He wanted to pick up a trash can to smash the man, but Yen stopped him. Yen tried to subdue Hung, but failed. Hung threw Yen heavily onto the table. Then he elbowed repeatedly. Yen swiftly counterattacked from behind. Hung blocked the punch, then quickly rolled to the side. Hung started attacking Yen. Yen used a triangle choke to restrain him. With astonishing strength, Hung broke free from the hold. At this moment, 2 cops leaped towards Hung. Yen's buddy got kidnapped by Hung. He was out for revenge. Yen kicked Hung right in the neck. Hung charged at Yen. Yen punched Hung square in the face. Hung threw a punch too. Yen grabbed his leg, flipped him over, then landed another punch. Hung kicked Yen, sending him flying. Yen did 3 mid-air kicks, sending Hung flying. Yen charged at Hung again. Hung lifted Yen up, slammed him onto a table. Then, Hung followed up with a crushing move. Hung lifted Yen, then slamming him against the wall. He wanted to finish Yen off, but unexpectedly, Yen flipped him over. Yen charged at Hung, delivering a scissor kick. Then Yen applied a naked choke. Hung broke free from Yen's grip. They engaged in combat once again. Yen slammed Hung to the ground once more. Then, he snapped Hung's wrist. Hung refused to give up. Yen threw a high roundhouse kick. He followed it up with a flying kick. Finally, he lifted Hung up and Yen hurled Hung heavily onto a shelf. Jun's wife got killed by Hu. He furiously slammed Hu on the ground. Hu took the chance to run away. He pushed boxes to block the path. Jun leapt onto the wall to chase him. Hu flipped over a table. Jun delivered a side kick, sending him flying. Then Jun fiercely punched his head. He kept kneeing Hu's belly, then his head again. Hu charged back, but facing Jun's continuous quick punches, he could only defend himself. Jun unleashed another powerful punch, then followed with a slam. Hu struggled to get up. Jun picked him up and rushed towards the table, his fists pounding on Hu relentlessly. Tony had killed many people. Jun came to arrest him. Tony did a high kick, sending Jun outside. He continued to press on. Tony's Muay Thai was too fierce, so Jun changed his strategy. Jun pinned Tony, and kneed him in the head repeatedly. He grabbed Tony's arm, and tried the Yute Hishigajuji Gatame, but since his hip was too far from the arm, Tony managed to escape. Jun pushed Tony away to keep the distance, so Tony's heavy punches weren't working. Jun grabbed Tony's collar and pulled him down, trapping Tony with his legs in a triangle choke. He pressed down on Tony's head to make him choke faster. However, Tony lifted Jun up, trying to escape with a power slam. The second slam made Jun's head hit the railing. The third slam caused both of them to fall over the railing. Tony kidnapped Jun's girlfriend. Jun was very angry. Tony faked a punch, then following a side kick and a flying kick. Seeing an opening, Jun started kneeing him. He launched a flying knee, but Tony took it head on. Tony began with middle kicks. He wanted a flying elbow, but Jun countered with a side kick. Jun wanted to throw him down. Tony pressed down against the fall. As he got a chance, he started kneeing Jun. Tony spun and elbowed him. Following with a spinning kick, he launched a kick, sending Jun flying. Tony charged again, but his move was too wide. Jun swiftly used an over-the-shoulder throw, then he used consecutive throws, wearing him out. Jun adjusted his breathing, and quickly landed a front kick. Tony kept defending. Jun threw a right punch and a backswing kick. Tony did something bad to Jun's girlfriend. Jun wanted to beat him up. He threw a powerful hook punch, following by 3 flying kicks. Tony's moves became messy. Jun used a crab scissors kick, followed by a knee bar. He then twisted Tony's ankle. Tony struggled to get up. Jun used a German suplex. Then he rode Tony's neck, knocking him down. Tony swiftly got up. Jun used the scissors kick again, grabbing his jacket and executing a lapel choke. He wanted to subdue Tony with the rear naked choke. But because he didn't fully control Tony, Tony struggled and broke free. However, Jun grabbed his jacket again, punched continuously, and suplexed him. After 2 heavy punches, Jun sent him flying. Tony tried to escape. Jun used the rear naked choke again, and controlled him until it was locked in. Lee encountered his family's murderer in the arena. The man was arrogant now, but he would soon suffer greatly. Lee was incredibly fast. The man had no idea what was happening. Lee landed another hit successfully. The third time, the man still couldn't react. It was clear he was furious and ashamed. The man's fierce flying kick almost turned him into a woman. Lee was twice as fast as him. The man couldn't get close to Lee at all. Seizing the advantage, Lee executed his signature swift side kick. But the man had no martial ethics. Lee had intended to spare his life, but against such a bad guy, the only option was to root him out completely. In the end, Lee finished him off. The beast could grab bullets with his bare hands. Even a downward kick could split the ground in half. The couple got so mad after losing at the casino, they started causing trouble. But their attacks didn't hurt the beast at all. The beast's shadowless hand was too strong, even Tai Chi couldn't block it. The woman's lion roar could destroy anything. But the beast just stumbled a bit. The man wanted to spin him around dizzy, but the beast used the same move to knock him down. The woman grabbed a weapon to attack. Without getting hurt, the beast easily broke the wooden stick. The man quickly saved her with a powerful kick. The beast sent them flying. The woman used a bell to increase the damage of the lion roar. Even the invincible beast couldn't withstand this blow. The beast knelt down begging for mercy, then sneakily attacking. The couple bit down on poison needles, but got stabbed in the belly instead. Wu's girlfriend fell in love with Faye. He was very angry. Faye, barehanded, was already disheveled. He picked up a stick for self-defense, but it was useless. So he leaped up and countered with a machete. Wu's swordsmanship was brutal. Sparks flew as their weapons clashed. The blade not only sliced through the wooden board, even the candlesticks were cut down. Faye defended while seizing the opportunity to strike back. The two were evenly matched, but Wu's rage suppressed Faye heavily. Faye broke free, leaped in the air, and with all his strength, pushed him. With a powerful kick, Wu knelt down, blood spilling from his mouth. He played dirty to blind Faye's eyes. Faye's dad intervened just in time, blocking the fatal blow. He threw a sandbag from the side. Faye chopped off Wu's hand and finally killed him. Shin was caught stealing. The guard threw out the meteor hammer. The other end of the chain had a dagger attached, making it effective both in close combat and at a distance. The guard leaned back, using force against force. The meteor hammer was extremely flexible. As it spun at high speed, its power increased. If Shen didn't draw the Imperial Brocade blade, he would surely die. The guard's triple attack maximized the meteor hammer's offensive capabilities. Realizing he was no match, Shen resorted to dirty tricks. But the Morning Star kept following closely behind. Shen tried to cut the ball, but was hit in the chest and fell to the ground. His blade could counter the dagger in close combat. But the guard had another trick up his sleeve. He caught Shen off guard. The guard swung the hammer to hook Shen's knife, then used his footwork to confuse Shen. Shen narrowly escaped, but ultimately couldn't withstand the power of the meteor hammer. Ling Feng's wife was killed by Big Daddy. He was determined to avenge her death. Without his weapon, Big Daddy's fighting ability dropped sharply. Ling Feng dominated the fight. Big Daddy used his strong physique to fight back. During their fight, both mainly attacked each other's kidneys. It could quickly weaken the opponent's fighting ability. Big Daddy tried to knock him down. Ling Feng countered with a bicycle kick. Twice, he attempted a body slam, but Big Daddy blocked both times by pushing down. Then they kept attacking the kidneys, facing a shoulder throw. Ling Feng countered with a side flip. Seizing the moment, Ling Feng hit with a shoulder strike, then a punch, and finally a body slam. Big Daddy countered with a sweeping kick, then sending him flying. He pulled out a knife and stabbed Ling Feng. He followed up with a knee strike. At the last critical moment, Ling Feng used the bullet on his necklace to turn the tables. Li, thinking quickly, picked up a chair and knocked the man down. A guy subdued Li again with one hand. Although Li didn't want to cause trouble, he had no choice. He dodged a guy's attacks and had to kick back in self-defense. Even after getting kicked, Li managed to score a ball. First, he shattered a chandelier. Li launched a flying plate attack and kicked with both feet. Li used the sofa to dodge and strike. Soon they reached the kidnapping site but faced more obstacles. Li not only had to fight but also had to protect the relic. He was truly dedicated. He swiftly grabbed the gun and dismantled it with ease. Was clearly put his all into chasing the bad guy. The guy smashed the box into him. Li was struggling to hold on, but Carter still had time to joke around. In a critical moment, Carter pulled down a banner, creating a slide for Li to escape successfully. Mai was upset her dad lost to Ip Man, so she challenged him to a fight. Her moves were quick and sharp, mixing softness with strength. She aimed for Ip Man's belly, but he pushed her back. Then they started a fierce fight. When Ip Man pushed Mai away, she swiftly struck back with her palm. She circled around behind Ip Man to attack again. She tried another palm strike, but Ip Man blocked it with his fist. Ip Man grabbed Mai's wrist, sending her flying. They both attacked simultaneously. Mai grabbed Ip Man's arm, but he flicked her away. Ip Man swiftly moved forward. Mai jumped onto the railing. Ip Man threw punches. Mai pulled him onto the stairs. They fought from downstairs to upstairs. Ip Man threw Mai off the balcony. Mai grabbed Ip Man's arm in return and lifted herself up. Then a palm strike sent him falling. Zhang wanted out of the gang, but got surrounded by a bunch of guys. He elbowed a guy's jaw, then delivering a back kick. He punched one guy in the head, then another. One guy stabbed him, but he blocked and dodged the knife. Zhang dashed forward, kneeing two guys. Four guys came at him with knives. Zhang used a roundhouse kick, knocking them all down. One guy threw a knife. Zhang punched it away, following up with a kick. Zhang furiously grabbed the guy, sending him flying. Zhang wanted out of the gang, but got surrounded by a bunch of guys. He elbowed a guy's jaw, then delivering a back kick. He punched one guy in the head, then another. One guy stabbed him, but he blocked and dodged the knife. Zhang dashed forward, kneeing two guys. For guys came at him with knives. Zhang used a roundhouse kick, knocking them all down. One guy threw a knife. Zhang punched it away. Following up with a kick, Zhang furiously grabbed the guy, sending him flying. Ip Man sparred with martial artists from various schools. First up was Bagua. Its attack came out of nowhere. The woman charged at Ip Man. He countered her with just one hand. Though the woman was agile, Ip Man blocked her moves time and again. She tried to strike Ip Man's lower body, but failed. Next was Xingyi. It used the fist as a spear. The old man unleashed the crushing fist. But Ip Man dodged it with closed eyes. Lastly, there was a jack of all trades. His punches were swift and fierce, yet Ip Man blocked them all. He tried to aim for Ip Man's eyes. But Ip Man struck his throat first. While breaking glass, he continued to advance on Ip Man, only to be stopped by Ip Man's knee. Mai got really mad. A guy stole her stuff and acted very arrogantly. Mai hit him in the back. The guy spun around and sent her flying. Then Mai hit back. After missing twice, Mai punched at the guy's belly. He retaliated with 2 punches, followed by a knee strike. Mai got angrier. The guy dodged with a somersault. Mai punched him first, and then pushed him towards the train. He grabbed Mai tightly and pulled her over. Mai hooked his leg, then struggling to get up. She disabled his arm first, then delivered a punch, and finally sent him flying. So, never ever make a woman angry, otherwise, you'll end up like him. They wanted to be Ip Man's disciples, but the leader kept provoking Ip Man. Ip Man pushed the table away and gave a knee kick to the leader. As he turned, he kicked a guy in the head. They all charged at him. Ip Man kicked a guy in the chest. He stomped hard on a guy's calf, following with a kick to another guy's jaw. The leader got furious, but Ip Man effortlessly took him down. He got up, then falling down again. He got up again. Ip Man gave him a powerful kick, sending him flying. Ip Man was being chased by enemies, surrounded by a bunch of thugs. 100 guys charged at him all at once. Ip Man punched the guy leading the pack, sending him flying. Then he started using his kicks, one after another. He punched one guy in the chest, then smashed another guy's head with a powerful blow. Ip Man kicked a guy in the knee, followed by a heavy blow to his back, sending him flying. Suddenly, a guy jumped down from upstairs. He kicked a rickshaw towards Ip Man. Ip Man quickly lifted his leg to block it. Ip Man faced jealousy from his enemies, being chased by a killer. Ip Man dodged the man's side kick and landed a punch on him. The man attacked again. Ip Man defended while stepping back. Ip Man struck with an elbow towards the man. The man kicked at Ip Man again, all blocked by Ip Man. The man leaped up, but Ip Man knocked him down. The man got very angry and charged again, but couldn't beat Ip Man. Ip Man broke his leg with a stomp and finished him with a punch.